What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be jumping into the two newest game modes, Void Ark and Galactic Tree, all part of Gate of the Void, so let's jump right into it. So the event is live. Let's jump into it. We're going to go into Gate of the Void and we're going to take a look first at the Void Ark. So the Void Ark is a lot like Celestial Island. So it's a little bit familiar probably to some people, but there are some very key things on this screen. Of course, you'll see these three buttons. Sadly, one of them is right behind my head. But these here are essentially like the upgrades for your Ark. Your Ark is essentially your ship. This is where you're navigating. This is where you're upgrading. And then we do have a shop called the Central Hall, and we have the navigation compass, which is where we actually play. Number one, let's go over the buffs to the ship so you can see what they are. Number one is the Collector Workshop. We already have this upgraded a bit, but this is going to increase the mineral collector cap, which you're going to use in the game mode in the compass. The production time is going to go down. You're going to increase your production values for both void crystals and Innova crystals, so that's not too bad. Second up is the spaceship lab. So this is two different trees of tech that you can go down for your ship that's going to help buff your team. So on the left hand side, this will be for crystal raids. Crystal raids are the PvP element of the compass, so you'll be able to increase your HP, increase your attack, and increase your speed. I highly recommend that you invest in this tree right here, because the other one is the Void Lord battles, and at least from what we've seen so far in the Void Lords, you're only facing one per map, and they're not all that difficult. But of course, you can increase your HP, your all damage dealt, and your control immunity. Even at that, I haven't seen too many Void Lords that have a ton of control immunity, so I highly suggest you start investing in whichever one of these you want to. Of course, you can't unlock the next one down until you put at least 1 point in the first one. And lastly, we have the Arcane Nexus hidden down behind me. This is going to be where you increase your disintegrator caps. Now, as far as right now, I don't know if you need to really prioritize that, because you will notice we're sharing the same currency for upgrading your ship, and you're going to get this through the navigation compass gameplay. I for now would probably try to prioritize the collector cap going up, and then after that maybe the spaceship lab. But I think you're going to want a ton of collectors. That is if you have the correct number of heroes that you want. So the biggest part here, before we jump into anything else like the leaderboards, how you get the seasons done, we're going to jump right into the navigation compass, and we are going to take a little bit of a zoom out because it is a big old map. This is what the maps look like. Of course, if you are brand new, you're going to click on the compass first. You're going to see 6 different zones. You pick one because you're only allowed to go to the first one. Right now we're in Sector Dusk, and you will be essentially looking at something like this. So you'll have your Void Ark. That is where you're starting on the map, but you'll notice there's a lot of things out there, including these floating events in the middle of nowhere. So to move around the map, you are going to be able to move pretty freely, but you are going to be held back by one thing, and that's where we were talking about, depending on how many heroes you have. You will notice all these purple nodes. Those are ones we've already visited, we've already been to, and you'll notice there's these little dots where we can click on. Well, you can only have 3 unexplored planets before you can no longer keep moving for the day. You'll notice we have 3 down here: a chest, a transcendence vault where you will get resources, and you'll have wrecked ruins. These are all nodes where you need to put a hero in. Yes, you'll see a 10-star there, but you don't need to. Once you have 3 of these that you don't have your heroes in, you are done for the day. So let's go in there. Let's take a second and look at it. Now you'll notice they did make a big change from the original version. Number one is that you can put anything as low as a 6-star hero into these slots, but you will notice there is a significant drop in resources, up to 90% when it comes to exploration points, which is basically gives you leaderboard points. As you go up in your stars, though, you'll lose less and less up to a 10-star, where you will get the rewards you see. Moving on up all the way E1, E2, E3, you'll get increased rewards all the way up to an E5, getting maximum benefit. So you need to decide who you want to put in where. These do not remove your hero from the lineup like it does in Realms Gate. Literally, you're just putting them in so that you can continue moving. You'll notice the Wrecked Ruins have some other resources. These are going to be for a different thing. So the Void Crystals and the Experience are for this game mode. The other two are going to be for your Protoss. So let's throw another hero in here, and now we can start moving. So you'll notice you have Collectors up the top. You'll have Disintegrators up the top. Disintegrators are going to be used for Void Lord battles. Of course, you don't see any here because we've already defeated it, and it does look like there's only one per map now. But there is something else we can do, and that is we can start moving around the map. So let's click these nodes. We did get another Wrecked Ruin, so we do need to put a hero in there to continue on. Sometimes you'll just see these blank nodes where you get resources, which is nice. But we're going to keep on moving over to the corner here, and we're going to move on to one of the next popular nodes, which is a Void Load. So a Void Load is going to be one where you're going to need collectors to actually mine from them. So you'll notice it does take one collector. You still need to put a hero in, and this is going to give you some Innova crystals as well as the other ones. So you need to gather them. It does take, I'll zoom back in so you guys can kind of see the timers here. So your heroes are not stuck in there forever. 24 hours is typically, it's roughly 24 hours. It's 22 to 24 typically is what I've seen for how long the hero is locked in that node. Once that timer is done, you get your heroes back to keep on progressing. So typically what I say is try to go for these loads, try to find nodes that you're working towards that are going to give extra resources. We're going to jump up here. We're going to go to this one over here as well. Use another one of those disintegrators. Or not just, sorry, collectors. Use one more of the collectors and start farming there. Of course, some of them is going to get to the point where it's a long ways away to get to another one. So you need to do your best to just work your way around. Once you run out of heroes, though, you're not completely done. Again, you can have up to 3 of them empty. So we can keep on clicking. That's number 2 there that we cannot fill. And that's number 3. The second you have 3 of them that you can't put a hero in, you're done. You can have up to 15 heroes in this for maximum movement. You will see certain other nodes around here like Void Lords floating around. They look like a little bit of a space monster. But you'll also notice these other things. Plunders. These are where the PvP buffs are going to come into play. So if you guys remember here, these spaceship lab techs, these are going to be for crystal raids. Well, crystal raids are these PvP battles. Essentially what you need to do is you need to try to win, and if you win, you get some of the resources that they are hoarding. If you are holding one of those nodes, well, you are going to lose a little bit of what you're farming. You're going to lose up to 10% each time, a maximum number of 5 times. But what you want to do is you want to try to fight all these PvP battles every single day. That does mean those will take a couple clicks to get done, although there is a smash button. The smash button specifically tells you, though, if you try to smash, you will not do Crystal Raids or Void Lord Planet, so you will miss out on some resources potentially, but if you're in a quick little mode, you can just smash away, no problem. Of course, you can set your defensive lineup, but that only really matters if you are holding one of the PvP nodes. But yeah, at this point, you are done for the day. Well, what do you do with all those resources? There's a couple things you can do. Number 1, of course, is upgrading your Collector Workshop, your Spaceship Lab, or your Arcane Nexus. Number 2 is going to be the Central Hall. This is going to be the shop for the new Void Ark. So you'll notice there's some chaotic eggs, there's things like that. You'll notice we've done some purchases. Well, you'll also notice right here, it does take a certain number of these resources spent to advance to the next shop. Once you use that many of the crystals, you are going to unlock the next store, so on and so forth, all the way down. Each one has a certain limit that you can buy. Yes, you can even get cores, you can get eggs, you can even get gold and spirit if you completely cash out on this shop. But you'll notice each one tells you how much of the crystals you need to spend So I highly recommend on your first one, you'll notice we've bought everything out besides the egg and we cannot advance to the second store. I would highly suggest you save up the 100,000, purchase the egg as your first one, and then moving on to the second shop for another egg will be that much faster. Not too bad. Really great ways to get extra resources here. Prophet orbs, even cores of transcendence. You can get up to 10 of them, which is pretty nice. So yeah, that's all not too bad. Again, these disintegrators I would not prioritize, at least right off the bat. You will notice there's a timer down here. There's a 30-day league essentially for the leaderboard. So on the leaderboards at the end of this timer down the bottom, you are going to receive rewards based on your rank, and that rank is those exploration points you're earning. So we are very far down on the rank on this one because we don't have a ton of heroes. A lot of people are already done with their first navigation compass map and moved on to another one. We are still stuck on it, but you'll be getting random eggs. So that can be, I believe these mysterious eggs can have any of the 3 types of eggs. If you're in the top 100, you're going to cash out big and you're going to get a lot of star spawn cores. These are going to help for the next game mode, which we're going to jump over to, the Galactic Tree. So this is where you're going to start buffing your heroes even more in all game modes. You'll notice we have this cute little level 2 star spawn. I know they go back and forth calling them Protoss, but I think star spawn is what we're going to go for, or even just spirits. These are our spirits. These are where the other resources are going to come into play, including upgrading your whole tree in general. So the whole tree can be upgraded. You'll notice we are on level 15. You do want to spend all your resources on them. Leveling it up, monster damage bonus increases. This is going to be very, very, very good for your overall account. And of course, you'll be able to awaken eggs. So it'll tell you how many eggs you have. From what I've been told, the first chaotic egg you open will have a guaranteed chance to summon you one of these star spawn spirits. After that, there is only, I believe, a 7% chance. Yep, 7% chance to get an actual spirit. Now, that might sound bad, but there is at least a pity timer. You'll notice we're at 2 of 15. That means if you do not get a spirit within 15, you will be getting one. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think basically once you get a spirit out of these chaotic eggs or entangled or somber, you will get another one. Most of the time, you're going to be getting more Stardust, which is used to upgrade your existing spirits, or the Protoss evolution materials. You'll notice in these, they're very much like a pet. In order to evolve past a certain level, you're going to have to do some stuff. So let's see how high we can get this pet right here. Does not require any other resources, no gold, no nothing else. So here we are, we're to the evolve point. We try to max it out. Well, guess what? We actually don't have any of the resources necessary. So at the end of the day, even if you don't get a spirit from awakening, it's not bad because you need those evolution materials. Those are also the materials you're going to get out of the leaderboard on the Ark game mode. So not too bad. It does take, I believe, 22 hours to fully hatch an egg. I believe you can spend up to 1,000 or 2,000 gems to instantly speed it up and get it immediately. Is it really necessary to do that? No. Maybe if you have a ton of eggs and you don't want to wait days to see what they have, that's something you can consider, but there are going to be some options. So your first chaotic egg you're going to get, you are going to get one of these 4. These are the faction ones, the basic 4. You'll be getting these spirits, either a Wraith, Honor, Fervor, or Nature. So you'll notice each one of them has a specific type of stat that they're going to buff. This is going to apply to every hero you have, no matter the faction. But if you have, say this one, this is the Abyss Spirit. If you have Abyss heroes, they will get a 50% stat bonus of these stats. So instead of 9% attack, you'll be getting, quick math, about 13.5% attack, and you're going to be getting 50% more of the fixed attack as well. So that will help out. Sadly, we got the worst one because we got the block pet. I'm not quite sure I want the block spirit. There are armor break, there is HP, they're all pretty good, but you're guaranteed on your first egg to get one. After that, a 7% chance, and you'll see what other resources you can get from the preview. Then we move on to the Light, Dark, and Transcendence. These have extra stats because, of course, they are more of a premium. The Transcendence gives all damage dealt. That is going to be amazing because it is going to work in PvE as well. But these come for the Somber Eggs. And then lastly, you have the Entangled Eggs. These are different. They're not based on your faction. They are based on your hero's class. So we have ones, Spirit of Valor will be Warriors. Critical damage reduction. You'll have other ones that offset exemption rates by a certain amount. You'll be able to ignore evasion, and Rangers will be able to ignore 18% dodge, which is pretty crazy. You're going to have the Assassin Pet, which is going to be able to have a special ability called Maim. Deals more damage as the target loses HP, up to an 18% bonus. And of course, Assassins get a 50% bonus on top of that, which puts them at 27%, which is cool. And the last one is Priest. Stat bonuses for Priest increased by 50%. Heal effect 12%. So that's pretty solid. Really, really cool interface here. It does show you which star spawn you have because they will travel all over your tree. If you don't want to go find them, you can just jump right into the spirit tree right here. So that about does it. A lot of stuff to take in, but there are going to be some strategies to come. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hopefully it was a good preview of what is to come for you, especially when it comes to the Void Ark and that navigation compass. Hopefully this helps you guys out. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys enjoy all the content, and I'll see you guys next time.